information that I know coming out of Afghanistan. Now, there's a good bit to talk about with this, so I guess first thing to talk about is going to be um, the 8 people that died at the Kabul airport. So, as we all know, 2 U.S. soldiers shot dead 2 armed Afghans, while 3 were run over by jets that were trying to take off, and the others plunged to their death while they were trying to hang to the plane to get out. So, as you can see, it's a desperate situation where these people are trying to get out. They're just trying to, get out with their families so they are not, killed or taken prisoner of these people. Which, these people, these terrorists have already taken people hostage, they've already killed people. They warned yesterday that, if they didn't get control, that there would be serious consequences and there would be bloodshed. So obviously the president there left and has not been seen since then. So like I said, 8 people have died so far. Um, Again, U.S. soldiers shot dead 2 of them of the armed Afghans. 3 were run over by taxi and jets, and the others were clinging to the plane just to try and get out, and they unfortunately plunged to their death. Hey Rebecca, how are you? Alright, so a lot of these people have already been taken prisoner of war. The ones that are actually left, um, they have already taken a lot of hostages. Now, Joe Biden is expected to talk about this at 3:45 p.m. But at the end of the day, he's taking way too long to talk about this. He should have been talked about this instead of. He should have never went on vacation. In my personal opinion, he should have took control of this, sent support, and then went on vacation because they're just destroying Afghanistan right now. I mean, there's nothing at this point. The longer you wait, the longer it's going to get worse, and the longer you wait, the less help we're going to be to anybody. All right, they're just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, and it's no good. I mean, they're literally coming out to U.S. soldiers now on like they already know they're going to get stronger, and the stronger they get, the worse it's going to be. Now, at the airport, there are around 2,500 U.S. troops, and there's another 3,500 on the way. It's unclear how many of them are American civilians, but there are at least 2,500 troops at the airport. Um, let's see. Many of the Afghan translators and interpreters are to be flown out, which obviously you don't really need them. I would keep a couple, but you don't need them there. Alright, it's way too dangerous for them to be there. Yeah, Rebecca, he's been on vacation since Thursday, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday. He's been on vacation, and he hasn't been singing since then. So, like I said, he's expected to address the nation at 3:45, which I believe the only reason he's actually waiting is because he doesn't have an answer to this. There's no answer that you can give the American people that you're trying to control this because, if you were trying to control it, you wouldn't have went on vacation. You would have took care of the situation, and that would have been that. Yeah, no president would have went on vacation. All right, so one other thing, a lot of people are going to Obama for help, which I don't get. Obama's not the president. Obama can't help you all. All right. So for all the American people going to Obama asking him for help, I don't understand that at all. He's not the president. There's nothing he can do to help y'all. So, all y'all people flooding his Facebook and all that, there's nothing he can do. There's really nothing at all he can do. He actually had to shut off his Facebook because people were flooding his account and everybody's wanting him to make a statement. Now, as much as I don't like Obama, at the end of the day, there's nothing he can do. Alright, whether you like him or not, there's nothing he can do. Alright, I mean, yeah, he can try to talk to Joe Biden, but at the end of the day, Joe Biden, he's gonna listen to Kamala Harris. Alright? I mean, it's the same thing if people were contacting Trump right now. There's nothing that him or Obama can do. Alright? It's up to this administration right now to try and fix this. And they're doing a horrible job, alright? I mean, mainstream media is just crushing Joe Biden. Alright, and it's not just Republican sided, it's Democratic sided. Alright, I'm not talking about places like Newsmax or Fox News. I'm like MSNBC, ABC, they are picking up on this. Like, they're like humiliating Joe Biden for being flat footed and betrayal of Afghans as Taliban takes control. Yeah, I mean, our country right now is just out of control. Alright, so, I don't know. In my personal opinion, there's nothing at this point Joe Biden can do. So, even CNN Jake Tapper opened Sunday's edition of State of the Union by calling the situation a tragic foreign policy disaster that caught the Biden White House flat-footed. That is, of course, a sharp turnaround from 6 weeks ago when President Biden called it highly unlikely that Taliban would overrun the country, an assessment that even at the time struck many experts in Biden's own administration as unrealistic. Tapper said, now as American diplomats rush to shred embassy documents and escape, it seems shocking that President Biden could have been so wrong. I don't see it shocking at all that he's wrong. He's been wrong about everything he's done. Whether it's from immigration, to trying to defund the police, to cutting our military out, to the vaccines, he is wrong on everything. And there's nothing he has been right on so far. He's wrong on everything. This is the worst president I have ever seen. Like, whether you like Trump or not, you have to put your opinions and your feelings to the side and understand that we were in a better situation with Trump than we were now. Alright? Terrorists was not a problem. We didn't have to worry about that at the time. Alright? Immigration was under control. Police officers were actually respected. And now it's kind of like, well, all that's gone in just a matter of weeks. All that's just completely destroyed now. Like, and again, they're literally burning documents because they don't want terrorists to see crucial information. But my thing is, if y'all are burning these documents, what crucial information are y'all burning that we as the American people don't know about? Like, y'all are just sitting here burning documents after documents. Well, what are those documents? Y'all should come out and say what these documents are that you're burning, or better yet, you should already had them packed up. You knew that Taliban was coming. You knew that they were on the verge of trying to take over. But yeah, you still don't have your documents in place and you tried to burn them. But you should have been had all that in place so you wouldn't have to burn your documents. That is very true. And everybody in this administration so far that I've seen is just stupid. Another thing, on July 8th, Joe Biden's poorly aged claimed that helicopters wouldn't be in need to save anyone from the U.S. Embassy, while Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was roasted for a series of Sunday morning interviews in which he dodged questions and played defense. Okay, so, again, Joe Biden said we would not need helicopters to save people. Alright, so what happened at U.S. Embassy? And not even at the U.S. Embassy, look at the airport where you literally have people begging you to take them. Because they are so scared because they relied on us for help. And all y'all want to do is be like, oh, well, y'all got it. Y'all doing a great job. No. Like, they literally the military over there literally gave in to power to them because they are overwhelmed. They are overwhelmed and they can't handle it, and they knew they couldn't handle it, so they just gave them the power. And all U.S. wants to do is be like, "Oh, y'all got it, you're good, you're doing good." No, like when you really have people knowing, pretty much they're gonna die, and that's sad. I mean, these people that clung to the plane, I don't honestly think they thought they had a chance. I really don't think they thought they had a chance. They probably just like, this is the only way out, and they clung to the plane as long as they could. Probably got high enough up, and some of them, yeah, they probably did try to hang on for life and get out, but most people actually knew that you're not gonna make it once you cling to a plane, especially a military type plane. You are not gonna hang on. There's no way you can eventually hang on for hours of a long trip. There's no way. It's impossible for anybody to do that. So these people knew that they were not going to make it out either way. It's either you die here and get tortured or you die on a plane. And I honestly think that they thought the military would take them because a lot of these people came out and with luggage and everything running, and just to see them fall off the plane, thousands of feet in the air is really sad. But you know, again, everybody is just hammering Joe Biden right now. I mean, everybody from small local stations to big news corporations is covering this because this is the worst thing Joe Biden has done, and he hasn't even talked about it yet. That's the bigger thing, that he hasn't even talked about it. I mean, he is just out of it. And again, we have troops there right now, but what is that going to do? There's really nothing that we can do right now to save Afghanistan. We can continue to send troops after, but it's up to Joe Biden to take a stand. Again, this has been going on for days, and you're waiting until 3:45 p.m. to address the nation. Like, you've known about this for a long time. Like, even Jen Psaki, she went on vacation, so there was nobody at the White House. Like, you have a vice president, alright? If you are away and you can't talk about it, you need your vice president to be out there and talk about it. So where's Kamala Harris? She should be out there addressing the nation. If you as president cannot address the nation, you need to address the nation as vice president. Alright, if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris cannot address the nation, Jen Psaki needs to be out there addressing the nation. But she went on vacation at the same time. I don't understand when you know there's an ongoing conflict in Afghanistan. I don't understand. And you know they're on the verge of taking over. But you are so stupid as a president that you go on vacation. I don't even know where Kamala Harris is. Who knows where she is? She's been gone for a month now. And then your White House press secretary goes on vacation when you know they're on the verge of taking over, and you still think it's a good idea to go to Camp David on a vacation. No, they shouldn't, but again, the Taliban has always been trying to take over, and now with this current administration, they are. There's nothing to stop them. Again, I don't know how many times I've said this where, other countries are literally laughing at the United States right now. We're the only country that is being laughed at. China's laughing at us. Russia's laughing at us. Afghanistan's laughing at us. And you really think the Taliban's going to listen to Joe Biden? The man with no backbone? No. They're going to sit there and just laugh at this man. As far as it all being planned, yeah, I'm sure it definitely is all planned. I am sure it is definitely all planned. Another thing that I've came to, hey Treeland, how are you? Another thing I came to conclusion is, on the withdrawal dates of the soldiers. Now, like I've said plenty of times in previous videos, what was the point of pulling out our troops on September 11th? Alright, we all know what September 11th is, okay? That's the worst day in history. Alright, it's not coronavirus, or it's not this virus, it's not January 6th, alright? It is 9/11. That is the worst day in this history, alright? That is the day we were taken over by terrorists. Now, everybody has their own opinion on what actually happened that day, whether it's the government has something to do with it, it was just terrorists, whatever the case may be. That day is the worst day in history for America, alright? As we were literally taken over by terrorists, alright? So, why would you pull our troops out on September 11th? And again, not really many people picked up on this. ABL picked up on this, which his name is Anthony Brian Logan. He has a huge following. He has close to 900,000 subscribers on YouTube. I think Brandon Tatum picked up on it. Again, he's real big. He has almost 2 million subscribers on YouTube, and I picked up on it. And we're the only 3 people that I know that actually picked up on that. So, again, January 6th, we all know that that's the worst day to pull it out, our troops. So I don't understand why we would even pull that. Yeah, I don't know. Just seeing them people run to the plane and cling to the plane knowing that they're not going to make it out shows how desperate that, you know, they are to get out of there. I mean, even if they didn't get out, they would still be in there right now, being tortured, shot, or whatever the case may be. And again, the longer Joe Biden waits to address the nation, the worse it's going to get. The more that they will take over. Again, they just took over the whole Capitol. They made the president leave. When you have the president of that country leaving, and you just leave your country, and you hand over power to the Taliban. Now, did he make? I don't know. In my personal opinion, do I think that the president made the right choice in that? You know, I mean, there's only so much you can do, alright? He doesn't have a military like China. He doesn't have a military like the United States. Yeah, well, as far as praying, you know, it's kind of like what the Bible's saying. Everything's coming to light. You know, there's been massive wildfires, which is in the Bible. You know, everybody's turning on each other. There's been massive floods, war. Everything the Bible talks about is coming to light. And it's only going to get worse from here. But as far as the president in Afghanistan, do I think he made the right choice? You know, I'm not the president there. I don't have the resources he has. I don't know what resources he does have. But me, as who I am and as far as what I believe in, I would have stayed there with my people. Alright? I would have stayed there with I wouldn't have left. Alright? I would have stayed there with my people, and whatever happens, happens. Alright? That's just me personally. So I can't speak because I don't know what he has resources on and whatnot. But just me as a person and what I believe in, I definitely would have stayed with my people. Like, that is, they depend on you. They voted you in, so you should have stayed with your people. That's just my personal opinion. And, you know, you as president, and you know what's coming, you could have got access to the airports and try to get as many people out. Even if you want to leave, you could have got as many people out as you wanted to. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to take everybody, but you could have got a lot of people out. Yeah, I don't know. This whole thing is crazy. I just can't believe that Joe Biden is waiting until 3:45 to address the nation. Now, like I said, the U.S. Army is still at the airport right now, so, you know, Taliban took over the whole country, in a few days. You know, they killed American allies along the way. But again, when you show up at the airport and you see over 2,000 U.S. troops there, and you literally show up with guns, these people don't care. All right, even if they don't take over the airport, there's still gonna be bloodshed. All right, do you really think the Taliban's gonna be like, oh, we took over a whole country in 2 or 3 days, okay, but you just killed two of our people, so we're just gonna let that go. They're not gonna let that go. There will be retaliation at the airport. I can tell you that right now. At the airport, there will be retaliation because the U.S. killed two Afghan soldiers. So, that's gonna continue. There will be more conflict at the airport. Whether it's daytime or nighttime, there will be more bloodshed. And the sad part is, a lot of innocent people are going to get killed in this because they are just fleeing to the airport trying to get out. And there's nothing they can do. I mean, it's either you risk you and your family being killed or tortured or kidnapped or whatever the case may be, in your homes or in the streets, or you trying to get to the airport, which is pretty much your only option out of here. And, you risk getting shot by the military, or you try to cling to a plane and get out. Now, obviously, these people go in there and, the military will help them, but they're not going to be able to help them if they're running with Afghan soldiers behind them shooting. So, there's only so much the military can do at this point. And at the end of the day, they have to follow chain of command. Just like police officers, they have to follow chain of command. Starts with Joe Biden, Pentagon leaders, stuff like that. And then it goes down to leaders at the military and people who are actually on the mission or wherever they may be. Most definitely, Tyler. This flag is why we're safe from terrorists, or this flag is why we're safe from terrorists, and this flag is why we are safe from criminals. But with both of them being defunded right now, it's crazy. Another thing I have a serious problem with is all of the military being forced to take this vaccine. I don't understand why the military is being forced to take a vaccine. Alright, our military is the best out of the world. Alright, our military is crazy, insane. They are big. We're supposed to be the best. We're in the United States, right? Everybody comes here for an opportunity. We're starting to be the best. But, you want our military to take the vaccine. Why? Alright, they have freedom just like we do. They have freedom of choices. So I don't understand why they are forcing the vaccine on our military. That to me doesn't make any sense, but that's just my personal opinion. As far as defunding the police, the police, it's just the fact that the police are being defunded is even more crazier than the people trying to for the military to take the vaccine, because in Minneapolis, there's actually a ballot for the November election that says defund the police. That's really one of the options on the ballot is defund the police or ban the police completely. Let me read some of y'all's comments here. But again, you got people forcing vaccines on our servicemen, and then you literally have people in Minneapolis that are literally saying defund the police as a ballot option. I don't even know how that's a ballot option. Alright, so alright. Rebecca, congratulations. Exactly, Shreelan. Yeah, our freedom, I don't know. We had freedom at one point in time. Yeah, exactly, Trillian. I mean, I've always wanted to be an officer, but now I wouldn't. After what I've seen over the years, and it's just getting worse, and there's no support from local leaders or politicians, there's no point. I mean, I don't know. There's no point in being a cop at this point. There's really no point because um yeah, at least he got baptized before he died. But prayers for you and your family. I know that's gotta suck. But you know, as far as being a cop, there's no point. You literally just get gunned down in the street, ambushed, or you will get you go to jail for defending yourself. You literally shoot someone in self defense, and you will just go to jail for defending yourself. Now, just kind of wrap up Afghanistan. We'll see what Joe Biden has to say at 3:45. But in my personal opinion, he's not going to be able to say anything that's going to be able to fix what's going on there. He's not going to be able to fix it. It's too late to try and do anything. I mean, when you have people dying, you should have addressed the nation by now. Yeah, a lot of cops I know that told me even if to go into law enforcement, pick a degree in something else. I don't know. Cops right now are not the best. It's not the best career choice. Even if it's something you want to do since a kid like me, it's not. It's not worth it. It's really not. Um, I don't know. Minneapolis is just crazy. They're just Minneapolis is just out of it. There's no point in even trying to fix Minneapolis. Like places like Minneapolis, Chicago, Portland, Oregon, anything in California, New York. Those five places, just leave them alone. There's no point in even trying to fix it. Um, Treeland, prayers for you also. I don't know. If I was in your spot, you're handling a lot better than I would. I have to give you're handling a hell of a lot better than I would. Um, one last couple more things I want to talk about with Afghanistan. All right, so this was an hour ago. Now it's come out that Pentagon leaders reportedly praised the Afghan army that collapsed in days. Okay, so they caved to the Taliban pressure, um, losing control of the country in a swift and devastating fashion that undermined the praise American military leaders have heaped on them over the years. And again, you can talk to somebody so much and give them all the support that you want, but at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do talking wise. You know, there's only so much you can do with that. Now, for years, American journalists have claimed that Afghan forces were improving and developing their ability to handle themselves against the Taliban. You know, yeah, Tria, I don't know. You still handle it a hell of a lot better than I would. Thank you, Jason. I don't know. I feel like as far as my age, people in their low 20s to like low 30s, I feel like that age group is kind of, if you think like I do, you're definitely outnumbered. But, there's a lot of people that do feel the same way that you do. So, again, the Pentagon has no respect for Afghanistan. If they did, they would have helped them out a long time ago instead of just saying things that they're saying. Again, you can sit there and praise someone all day. It's kind of like you have a job, okay? You go in, you do your job, you get praised every day for doing your job, but you don't get a pay raise. So it's kind of like, well, why am I doing a good job? Yeah, you're telling me I'm doing a good job and all that. That's great that I'm doing a good job, and it's great that you're telling me, but I'm not getting a pay raise. It's kind of the same thing here. All right, so last thing. This is about 45 minutes ago. All right, so Taliban fighters going house to house in Kabul. House to house now. So again, these people that are going to the airport, like I said, they literally have no other choice than to go to the airport. I mean, there's nothing else they can really do. I mean, it's either sit there and get killed, or it's go to the airport, try to get some kind of security, or get a plane out and get killed that way, or at least have a chance of survival. At least I'm assuming they know that the military is at the airport. So if they can get to the airport, they have a slightly better chance of having survival. Because I'm pretty sure people in Afghanistan don't have guns. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the only people over there that have guns is the military and some police officers. So obviously they're not prepared like the United States, and that's what I'm trying to say with the United States trying to take guns. Why do you want to take our guns? Alright, that is our Second Amendment right. Alright, and when you're not doing that, you're trying to take our First Amendment right of freedom of speech. Again, I don't know how many conservative YouTubers have been banned. I've had a whole channel taken away. Even this channel, they've taken subscribers away, they've taken videos down, whatever case may be. So this is turning into, places like Afghanistan, these third world countries where they don't have the rights that we do. And that's why everybody wants to come to the United States for a better living experience. So when everybody's talking about, United States is racist, United States is horrible, it's full of domestic terrorists, white supremacy, it's none of that. Because if the United States was really all that, nobody would be fleeing to the United States. Nobody would be wanting to come here. They would just stay where they were and deal with their own problems. But none of that's actually happening here. It's all mind control games. Alright? Alright, so, like I said, there have Taliban fighters have already started going house to house in Kabul to look for any Afghan special forces who fought alongside the U.S. military. Taliban sources say has the records for those who served in the Afghan special forces and are going to the homes of those individuals to start seeking retribution. Alright, so, obviously, these people are going to go there, house to house, and, they will kill families of people. These people don't care. They will kill families. But, they really want these soldiers because they were standing in their way of getting here. But, again, they have the documents ready for this, so if they have documents of where these people live, still want to know what they were burning at the embassy. What were y'all burning, and why are we not getting any kind of thing for that? Yeah, exactly, Jason. This, I have to be careful how I word this on it, taken off YouTube. But, yeah, Jason, as far as the shot goes, when they start having to offering money or having $1 million vaccines, or they're offering this and that, or you got workplaces and jobs offering you paid time off and all this, take a shot, doesn't add up to me. It does not make sense at all. Luckily here in the South, places like Florida, South Carolina, Texas, Georgia, and parts of North Carolina, most of North Carolina, still has their common sense, and they are not forcing it or trying to pay people to take it. In my state, our Attorney General actually came out and said it's illegal to force masks and vaccines on people. So I'm glad to live where I live. But places like Minnesota, Portland, Chicago, New York, they're more worried about keeping, instead of stopping crime, they'd be like, hey, take this shot. But you might get shot as soon as you leave the office building, but go ahead and take the shot so you're better protected and you're safe. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. These people in Afghanistan are just, you know, again, 3:45. So Joe Biden got an hour and 15 minutes. We'll see what he says, but it's too late. He should have came out days ago and said something. But that's all I really got for y'all. I just want to bring this quick update to y'all. Some of y'all I haven't seen before in the chat, so if y'all aren't subscribed, definitely subscribe. But for all the rest of y'all, prayers for y'all. As always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there. And I will continue to provide y'all updates on this and everything else that is going on in the world. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing he can do to make it better. And even if he did say something to make it better, he should have came out days ago and said it. Not wait till 3:45 in the afternoon after the Taliban has already taken over days later and say something. Hey AP, how you doing? But like I said, that's all I got for y'all. Like I said, I'll keep y'all updated on this and everything else that's going on in the world. Like always. But y'all stay safe out there. I'll probably have another update on this later on. I'm not sure, depending on what happens and what Joe Biden says. But as always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all stay safe out there.